Hey guys, it's Sharon here, and I'm back with my Hobonichi. This is going to be the second part of April's flip through. Now, as I said in a previous video, I know this is kind of old news, but I'm kind of backtracking a little bit to get you guys up to date in my Hobonichi because it's been, I got really behind in filming these things, so I'm trying to get you guys caught up. But anyway, this is, we're going to start out with April 16th. Since we had left off at April 15th in the last video, and I'll go ahead and link that video in the description section so you can watch that if you haven't seen it yet. And then also I've created a playlist for my 2016 Hobonichi Flipthroughs, so you'll be able to watch all of my Flipthroughs that I have currently, and I'll be adding ones to that playlist as soon as I get them filmed and uploaded. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get going. Okay, so April 16th, which was a Saturday, again, we were at our Lions Club District Convention. So we have the Lions Club logo, and then we have District Convention. And I was reelected to the, for another term of the district office that I hold. And so I got elected for that second term, so I was just writing about that. And then here's me doing a little sort of impromptu acceptance speech. I actually ran uncontested, so I didn't have to worry about somebody running against me, which is good because in our district, you know, we try to keep it friendly, and we try not to have an actual runoff, you know, because we are a pretty small district. But anyway, long story short, I did get reelected for the another term of the office that I currently hold. So on Sunday, now again, I was testing out some watercolors and just kind of smushed a bunch of colors together. Sometimes it turns out okay, sometimes it kind of turns out meh, sometimes it doesn't turn out very well at all. But I just kind of took some random colors and just smushed everything together and was saying, you know, this is what we look like after we got done with the pen club. We go to a pen club meeting every month for people who like fountain pens and stuff. We've been doing that for probably about the last year and a half or so. But anyway, we'd gone to this pen club meeting, and we actually had to do a little bit of work this time. I'll try to tell you guys the story as quickly as I can, but every year we go to the Chicago Pen Show, and which was at the end of April and beginning of May. And so what we did this year was we had a couple of ink testing stations, and so we were able to acquire a bunch of little kind of sample fountain pens kind of thing. And so it had a small ink capacity that you could put some ink in it. So what we did was we had a bunch of different inks, and we filled up these pens with the different inks and made lists of what pen had what ink and all that. And the idea behind it was so that people could come by the station and try out some of the different inks and see what they like and see if it's something that they wanted to add to their collection and stuff. So anyway, by the time we all got done, because it was a messy job, you know, when you're messing with fountain pens and stuff, it does get messy because you're messing with actual liquid ink and stuff, and it tends to get all over your fingers. So we were pretty colorful by the time we were all done with that. And then on Monday, we didn't really do too much at all. After the long weekend, I just kind of wanted a quiet day, so I was just talking about how there's nothing quite as decadent as a quiet day, and I just pretty much just did absolutely nothing. I was lazy. Then on Tuesday, I was talking about how I was filming a bunch of videos for my YouTube channel, on the vlog channel, which is the channel that you're seeing this video on, mostly Hobonichi Flipthroughs and stuff. I, did some filming and editing and stuff. And then I had started, for my measly drawing of a book there, I had started Burned by Karen Marie Monning, which is part of the Fever series, and I was just saying how it's okay so far, but I got a feeling that something really bad was going to happen toward the end of the book, or at the end of the book. So then on this day, I tried to draw a little mailbox. I finally got a Happy Mail package sent out to my friend Sandra, my dear friend Sandra. Hey Sandra, if you're watching! So I was saying, I got her goodies sent out, and I hope that she enjoys them. And actually, she really did seem to enjoy them. She filmed her opening of the packages, and she was so sweet. She really really, really liked what I sent her. I'd sent her a bunch of like Post-it notes and paper goods and pens and stuff, and so she was really, really happy about that. Oh, one thing I didn't show you guys. Oh my gosh, one thing I forgot to mention back on this Saturday was that I had a Barnes & Noble package waiting for me at home. Oh my gosh, I neglected to mention that. But I had ordered a couple of the leather journals, and so they were waiting for me by the time I got home. All right, so back on to Tuesday. I was saying that I got finished with Burned by Karen Marie Moning, and I drew the book again, and kind of a little spoiler for you. I was really saddened by the end because something happened to this one character, Dagus McKelter, who was in, what book was he featured in? He was in the Highlander series called The Dark Highlander. He was in the first time in that book. Or no, he was actually the first time in... Kiss of the Highlander, I think, because his twin brother was the main character, and Dagus was featured in that one. And then he had his own story in The Dark Highlander. So anyway, something had happened to him by the end of Burned, and I was real saddened about that. Really hated to see that. I won't spoil it too much more for you. You'll just have to read the book and find out just exactly what happened. So anyway, on this day, which was Thursday, I just put down some red watercolor and said, this is what I see when I have a headache. I had a bit of a headache that day and was not feeling well at all. That night we had a Lions Club meeting, and I was able to get over the headache a bit. Still had it a little bit by the time we had to go to the meeting, but I was feeling better by that night. But yeah, it was not a great day for that. And then on these 2 pages, like, I really didn't have anything to put in here for the day. Like, it was really quiet days and stuff, and so I just did some watercolor testing here, and I put this one here. I put, and the greatest of these is love on here. Again, I just kind of smushed together some colors. It didn't turn out the greatest, but it's just kind of a way to sort of just play and see what I could come up with. Over here on this day, I put a quote by Groucho Marx. Again, I just smushed down some colors. You know, not the prettiest, but I tried. And then I just wrote with, I think what do you call it, a glaze pen or something over this. So it kind of comes out really shiny. It says, it's a quote by Groucho Marx, and it says, outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. And that was one of my favorite quotes about books and dogs. It just always made me laugh. Okay, so then on this day, I was talking about, this is a Sunday, I was talking about how it was good to actually get some work done on my next chapter of My Story Forever in Time. I will link that story in the description section of this video in case you guys want to read that. It's on a blog, and I use my Sims 3 game to help me illustrate that. That's how I make the actual characters and show the pictures. Anyway, so I was saying that it was great to get some work done on that story in the next chapter, but I had some hitches because I had gotten off the page and I thought I had saved the work, but apparently the blog app, I was using Blogspot, didn't save the work, so by the time I went back on it, I had lost about half of what I wrote. So I had to redo, reconstruct what I did. But it kind of worked out for the better because I think it turned out better the second time. But still, it was a big pain in the butt because I hate having to reconstruct things and have stuff like that happen. So then, anyway, on Monday, again, really nothing too earth-shattering to put on this page. Didn't really do too much, so I made some circles, colored them in with some colored pencil, and put some of my favorite authors on here. Like we have Nora Roberts, we have Stephen King, we have J.D. Robb, who actually is Nora Roberts. She writes the In Death series, featuring the character Eve Dallas. So these are just some of my favorite authors and stuff. Karen Marie Moning is in there. So yeah, I was just playing with that page. Then on these 2 days, again, I was just messing with some watercolors, and I just smushed down some colors, and I just did some inspirational quotes on this one here from some songs. You raised me up to more than I could be. and then on this page was some lyrics from Climb Every Mountain. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. So, you know, just trying to find something to put on the page so I could actually have something to put on that page. And then on this day, again, I used some watercolored pencils, and I just made some little blocks. They weren't really symmetrical. I was just kind of fooling around and just making some just random blocks. And I put in, again, like in April, like I didn't really have too much to put on my pages. So what I did was I took the names of some of my characters from my stories and then just put them in their own little blocks, and I just colored some of the colors, and it was watercolor pencils, so I colored them, and then I added some water to make the colors kind of pop a little bit. And then on this day, which was a Friday, I pretty much just journaled. I was talking about, it says gearing up, and I was talking about how we're getting ready to go to the Chicago Pen Show because it was going to be happening that weekend. And so I was talking about how, yeah, we're going to probably find all these different pens, and we're going to be adding a lot to our collections, which is going to thin out the wallet quite a bit because that usually happens when we go to the pen show. So I was just, talking about that and how excited I was and looking forward to going to the pen show. So then on this day, which was the Saturday, this was the first day of the pen show. And again, like I suspected, we found some really great stuff, and we added quite a bit to our collection. I got, John, my husband, got several pens. I got several pens, and found some ink and some paper products and stuff. Actually, what I did was I hauled everything that I got from the Chicago Pen Show this year, so I will link that video in the description if you want to see everything that I added to my collection. I didn't show off my husband's goodies because that's his stuff, and, I really don't dip into his stuff and show it off unless he gives me, the permission to do that. We're respectful of each other's stuff that way. So, but I did show off the goodies that I got. So I will link that video in the description so you can watch that if you wish. And then my lack of drawing abilities. I tried to draw a little fountain pen and a little bottle of ink. It didn't really come off great, but I tried, You gotta love the Hobonichi for its ability to kind of let you play around a little bit, even though it may not come out the greatest, and I am no artist. But anyway, that is my whole Hobonichi Flipthrough for April. Part 1 was in another video. This was part 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys in the next flip through. Subscribe, rate, comment, give us a like. And you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.